All right, we are back with more Factorio. Here we go. I am Pax, and we are out at the Stone Circles asteroid field, collecting our final round of arcospheres. And this is the last collector we had on us to get a few more arcospheres. Got 14, maybe 2 more. 3, yeah. 16. Not the worst haul. 16 for maybe, I think I brought 6 or 7. But it's time to head back. And yes, I mean, we want to now start dealing with the arcospheres. Engage. Got our fast, speedy boy spaceship over here. I don't know, I was trying to like maybe have some lamps. Very nice, very nice. So we collected 16, and we have then now a good decent amount of them. 40, I think. Oh yeah, 49 over here. 16, so 65. And hopefully a few more will come, but we're getting get diminishing returns, and so now we've basically collected arcospheres from oblong globulata, stone circles, and stardust. So we probably won't be getting too many more, but then I think it's also now worth basically turning the arcosphere collection off a bit. So I'm gonna just disable it by removing those, and we have, you know, a couple more stockpiled. Also, yeah, I remember I did this incorrectly, so I just needed some filter inserters because it does return the magnetic canisters for recycling. And I think this has also just devoured all our antimatter because, yeah, it takes like 10,000 antimatter just to make one of these arcosphere collectors. But, you know, it's fine. But hopefully we have a good number of them. I think 60 is a decent place to start, and we should be pretty happy with that. So we're going to start setting up a new station over here, and hopefully we will get all the way through to building deep space science level 3. And I think shutting this down will also allow us, I think we've been just consuming all the naquium cubes and holding back the science. So hopefully this will allow the science to make progress and we get it done before we need it. And the other thing I want to get started is to have these, at least the belts going. So let's grab, we need this, and we need a thing like this, I guess. Yeah. And darn it, I did it, but I messed it up. Okay, this. You're going to be emptying lubricant, and you're going to be requesting all the stuff for that. That looks fine. Superconductive cables should be fine, right? Yeah, we just don't have any. That's okay. Not a big deal. Not a big deal. And we'll say, yeah, maybe stockpile like 300 of these. And we'll be getting the deep space transport belts, actually producing them, finally. Wow. Cool. Yeah, looks like that's on the way. That's good. That's nice. Then what else has been going on? Yes, I have built iron. So I built an iron just like the copper with the pyroflux. The only difference is actually the iron ingot plate recipe is slightly slower than the copper recipe, so it needed more of these assemblers. But yep, we got iron. It's like nice and productive. I think I added some mines up here, got some more stone. And man, we are almost we've eaten all the resources. We're almost completely out of everything. So there's maybe, I mean, almost completely out. I mean, we have maybe like, yeah, I got these ones too. I also needed an excuse to use some landfill or sort of stockpiling a bunch of landfill, but it's fine. Yeah, but we maybe have 20 million copper and iron left, maybe 20 million stone left. now that I got these ones, and probably only like 15 at most million coal, maybe only 10. And yeah, so hopefully we can last with the resources here. Biters are constantly attacking us as well, but they just get vaporized pretty much. So, you know, good job, biters. Just make sure our recycling of uranium is working. Yes. So yeah, we're looking good on the base. And today, yeah, we want to deal with the arcospheres, and basically the plan is, yeah, hopefully we can get all the way to the Deep Space Science Tier 3 catalogs, and it requires these Naquium tesseracts, and it requires all of these data cards. And what's interesting about these arcosphere builds is you'll see how they all have 2 recipes. But the consequence of the arcospheres is basically everything that requires arcospheres will return some arcospheres, and basically they never really get destroyed, right? But they change their color, I guess you might call it. And the point, the challenge with them is to make sure you just keep the numbers of each color kind of in balance. So essentially then there is a way to change arcospheres into other arcospheres, but it's not very straightforward, right? So more or less what we have to do is use all these different folding recipes. So there's this one called inversion, and then there are 8 different, or there's 2 inversion. Whoops, let me get the other one. Add recipe. Yeah, so inversion, and then there's 8 of these different folding recipes. Gosh, I wanted them all in order though. Let's see, I'll try again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes. And, you know, it's all balanced, so just not going to worry about the situation in terms of how many buildings. We're just going to make, you know, 1 of each, and then we'll have to do some logic to make sure we keep the arcospheres in balance, basically. So we're going to use all these folding recipes to build a system just to make sure that we have pretty much the same amount of each flavor of arcosphere. So that is how you keep them in balance, and that's the goal. And then these different recipes usually, you know, they take into, and then what happens is they randomly switch between the 2 variations. And so they're usually taking the same inputs, but then randomly it'll either put out 2 lambdas or it'll put out 2 phi's, and each of them does something like that. So they'll kind of randomly decide one or the other to switch the recipe, but you always get like the same number back as you put in. And so the arcospheres don't get destroyed, but they just switch flavors. And so the real challenge is to build effectively an arcosphere balancer. And then, yes, so that's what we're going to try to do, and that's what we need to do to make it work. We got 65 arcospheres here, so that's really nice. But then let's start maybe going over and just going to grab some of them. Just grab a few of them. See, we don't need these guys anymore. Let's see, we don't need this. We don't need this. We don't need that. Do we want this landfill? Probably not. Let's get rid of that. Let's see if we can grab some more arcospheres here. Let's make some room. And anything else? Just turn this off and just ditch some other things. Fine. Give me the rest of them. Still need to get a couple more, so here, get rid of that. I don't know. We don't need those. Bots, sure. Okay, good. Okay, give me those. Give me them all. I want them. But let's turn this off now, or delete this. Okay, yep. Come on down. Come on down. Go fly over to our build. Hopefully science gets going. Science. think everything is pretty happy. There were some issues with Granus. I think there was like some mistakes in the balance of stuff in Granus, and some of the trains were backing up and or like getting clogged, and stuff was going in wrong places. But kind of fixed that. The main culprit was this train station because it kind of required too many things and was constantly getting out of balance. But I actually built like a little balancer here to keep these even just in case. So that shouldn't be a problem anymore. And I think everything else is holding strong. And today, yeah, we're just going to be going through building some arcospheres. Yes, so we want to just kind of get our standard sushi belt design going. And basically, I think, we want to try to build everything that requires arcospheres over here. I'm just going to go for Deep Science 3, but we will probably also just build Deep Science 4 here as well, because, there is a couple of catalogs or data cards that also require maybe only one arcospheres, and the Naquium processors, they need them, so we'll need to build Naquium processors as well. And I think maybe this one, requires arcospheres. The others are, this one I think you do on the spaceship, and this one, it requires the Naquium processors, which require arcospheres. So we'll just do those things over here too eventually. But so then we might just like expand out this to a double cell or something instead of making a separate train station. But we'll deal with that when we deal with that. Cool. Okay, so now let's see. Let's start by, well, let's first just move this. Oh yeah, right. Okay. Well, okay, never mind. Let's first start by putting maybe just like way over here, yes, a thing for the arcospheres, and I'm just gonna, I need another one of these. Put this in a horrible spot. Oh my gosh. Cannot put away blueprint. Why do I have an inventory? Why is this a blueprint? Alright, yes, we need just more of these. And have those. Right. Oh wait, no. I want you to be... Just put this here. Is that where I want it? Maybe? Okay. Have these arcospheres. Have these. We'll do this. This will be fine. This is where we're going to just turn them into... So we have the, these are just like the standard ones, but we turn them into these arcospheres with different, let's say, colors. So basically, yes, they're defined by all these Greek letters, and they can be transformed into each other. And so there's all these, but you do them like in pairs. So there's a complicated way to, it's a little bit complicated to maintain the balance. So that is really the challenge of the arcospheres. So then what I want to try to do is, well, let's first we're going to grab this thermofluid build over here. Because, yeah, this is one of the better ones, or one of the most compact and high throughput ones we've built. It has like the tier 6 module, speed modules in here, so, and we want this beacon. So like we're going to try to use this beacon to accelerate everything. I think it needs to go there then at least. And hopefully touch as many of the arcosphere producing buildings as we can. As well, we want them to go fast for sure. So let's lay them out. And so we have the 2 inversions, I think, hopefully, lambda, and yeah. Then we'll just go down the line and add each building. 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, right? No, 2, no, not even close. Didn't do it. Okay, inversion, inversion. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, that looks pretty good. How's it with the beacon? Perfect. I think it touches the 8 of the folding ones, and then the 2 inversion ones, we'll just have to maybe, we could just do a small beacon. We could do like something like this or something. You know, maybe we'll do something like that. Where'd all my, okay, come back. And okay, so then we just want them to be fast. That's part of the challenge. And now this should say, actually, this is the polarization. So again, this is one of these recipes that randomly flips between 2 different types of outputs. So we'll take 4 arcospheres and turn it into 4 of the different flavors, but it will randomly be these 4 or these 4. So it doesn't matter which recipe you pick, it will just switch eventually. And this will then, yeah, get us some arcospheres accumulating, and that will be good. And then let's just put a little substation down for power. Just maybe just do this or something for now. Seems fine. Okay, so now what we want to do is just make sure that the number of arcospheres of each flavor stays in balance. And the way we're going to do that is by computing a cost function. So essentially what we want to do is say, what is the current cost, which we want it to be small if we have the same, like we basically want the cost to be 0 if we have exactly the same number of arcospheres. So basically if every arcosphere flavor is exactly the average, then the cost should be 0, and if they're away from the average, either smaller or larger, then that should cause the cost to go up. And then we're going to calculate the current cost function and the cost once we run one of these recipes. And then the idea is basically if the cost after the recipe is lower than the current cost, then we want to enable the recipe. So we're just collecting some arcospheres now and putting them onto the sushi belt, but we want to then measure only the arcospheres. So the first thing I'm going to do is just build a little bit of circuit logic just to essentially isolate the different flavors of arcosphere. So I'm just going to say if lambda is greater than 0, output lambda, right? So this will just pick out only the one kind. And we will basically just use this to make sure we only have, because yeah, we need to just isolate the arcospheres. And I want to put other things on the sushi belt as well, besides just the arcospheres. So, but then I think this will make our calculations easier if we basically don't, yeah, we just want to isolate them. So that's what these decider combinators are going to help us do. Omega, omega. Okay, hopefully that looks okay. Yes, okay, good. All right, so then we can now just pull off then the values for each arcosphere. And we do need to be a little bit careful about making sure that we don't accidentally do too many feedback loops here. So we have to like kind of watch out for our logic. So now we see that we have 2, 4, 6, 8 of the arcospheres, but we have 4 lambdas and 4 zetas, 4 epsilons, 4 gammas, and only 1 of the others. So they're a bit off balance, but you know, we're going to keep making more. Okay, so then we do need to then, what we want to do is like do some logic. So the first thing we want to do is calculate the average. And so how we're going to do that? First, we want to say just take basically, yeah, we want to take the sum of all of them. So we want to take each and just add 0 and output them as, let's say this, the standard arcosphere. So this will give us the total count. And then we're going to take the standard arcosphere divided by 8, right? Because there's 8 different flavors, and output it back as the standard. So we'll just do it like that, and that will give us the average. But since this says each, I want to make sure that this is protected or isolated. So I'm going to actually put the green wire here as well, and put the green wire into this directly. Okay, so that's our count, 28. Then we'll divide by 8, get the average. But of course this rounds down, and it's always going to round down. So it only says 3. But that's okay. That's not going to be the end of the world. And I want to put the average on this red wire as well. So now we have the average number and the count of all of the different flavors of Arcosphere. So that's good. Then what we want to do is compute the cost. So the cost is kind of going to be like the sum of the squares, or like we want the distance in a sense from the average of the current. So like basically we want to take each flavor of Arcosphere and subtract the average value, which will be stored as the Arcosphere, and we will output it as each. Okay, so this will then just subtract, give us the difference between each value and the average, right? So now we have some -1s and some 2s, makes sense, right? And then what we can do is compute the cost from here, and that is just going to be like the distance. So that's kind of like the squared error is our cost function. And so we're going to take each and we're going to square them. But then we want to add them all together, and what will naturally do that is we just put them on the same channel. So we'll put them all out on channel C. Okay. So now if we hook this up, we should see the cost. Yeah, so this will be our cost. So that is, we could take the square root, but it doesn't really change the nature of the cost function if we wanted the real distance, you know. But this is fine as our cost, this value of 8. And so this tells us then what the current status is of the Arcosphere distribution. And basically we want to make sure, we want to try to get the cost to be small, right? And so how we're going to deal with that is by taking each of these little recipes. I think we can just do it right there. And again, recomputing the cost, but kind of under the circumstances of like, okay, imagine we ran this recipe, then what would the cost be afterwards? So we want to recompute then this cost function. So I'm going to flip it around a little bit so that things are kind of nicely aligned, right? And basically, so we could just like, so we'll stick the red wire in here, right? And you know, do this same thing. Oops, yeah. So of course this gives us the same cost function, but what we're going to do is then incorporate this recipe. So what this recipe will do is like subtract a zeta and subtract a phi and add a gamma and add an epsilon. So we can represent that in signals by just saying make a zeta -1 and make a phi -1, and then add a gamma and add a epsilon. Okay, so now we just feed this into the combinator, and that changes the count, right? And this will come up with a new cost. So we go from 66 to 52 because we have, you know, 3 gammas and 3 epsilons. So this would actually make it worse. So we don't want to run this recipe, is the idea. And we'll output this future cost as a different signal. Let's just say S. Okay. Then what we're going to do is say, I'm going to just cut this off for a second. Don't want to accidentally pick any up before I do the logic. And I want a light here. So basically then what we can do is we want to take the green wire down, and it's carrying the cost, right? And then we want to put the red wire in here too, which is carrying the kind of future cost. And so basically if the S is less than the C, we want to run the recipe. So if S is less than C, then we'll be enabled. And we'll just put this into the lamp as well, just to so we can visualize it. C and S. Yep, and also use colors. So that's the idea. So this one doesn't run, but we want to then just keep doing this. So let me try to get the wires involved. Okay, then wait, I want to do it like this, get the wires. So bring this down and we'll recompute this combinator for each of these folding recipes and the inversion recipes. And essentially, yes, if the cost is less, then we will run the recipe. We will allow this inserter to turn on and the recipe will be enabled. So we just have to go through and replace these commands with the correct values for each recipe. So this is a zeta and a chi here. Chi zeta into theta and phi. Then we have phi gamma into omega and chi. We have gamma and chi into zeta and lambda. We have theta and epsilon into phi and omega. We have epsilon and omega into lambda and gamma. There is a nice pattern to this. I got to make sure we get the negative ones right. Okay, good. I think that's good. Okay, lambda and theta into zeta and epsilon. Okay, and omega and lambda into chi and theta. And yeah, you should notice that there is a symmetry. So, okay, do we have them all right? I think so. All right, that looks pretty good, right? Does it? Doesn't it? Yes. Okay. And yeah, we'll copy over then these. Again, I don't want it to start picking up arcospheres now. So let's just hold them off. Where'd they, wait. Okay, they're all right there. Okay, it's fine. I just don't want them to disappear. So let's get these inserters down and we'll hook them all back up as well. But yeah, okay, we also want to do these two. So these ones have 4. So this one's zeta, theta, gamma, omega. Okay, so let's see. Here we go. Here, zeta, theta, gamma, omega, and then the other 4, lambda, chi, epsilon, phi. Yes. And then it's, you know, the opposite. Lambda, chi, epsilon, phi into zeta, theta, gamma, omega. Yes, great. Then now let's hook the wires up. So we want the green wire in here, and we want the red wire. Wait, this is wrong. It should be there. Yes. Oops. Oh man. Okay, I don't know why. How did that? Okay, whatever. It's fine. Okay, this goes there. This goes there, and then this goes here. This goes here. Yes. Go there. Go here. Go there. Go here. All right. Okay. Okay. All right. Couple more. All right, good. And then the green wire goes into the inserter as well. And then, yeah, we should see some of them light up and some of them not light up. Good. So hopefully about half of them light up. That's a good sign. So that means that if we ran those recipes, that should improve the cost function. And that is the idea. So that's how we're going to enable the inserters and run the recipe. And then I'm just going to also put a little combinator here to, I want the lights to be cyan, is all. Cyan, be a cyan. Great, cool, nice, much better. All right, so that is the plan. But there's one case where it actually kind of breaks. So I'm going to just let it go, right? Yeah, let's just let it get started. It's no big deal. So how many do we have on here? So we should have, yeah, 7 on average times 8, 56. We should have like 65 total, but you know, it rounds down, so that's not too big of a deal. Yes, but there's one corner case again where it will break and we have to watch out for it. And basically it's this. So this says each minus the average, right? But if the way Factorio signals work, if one of the items here is 0, it's not going to count at all. So it's not going to, what we would want is if something is 0, like if there was 0 zetas, we would want this to say negative average on the zeta, right? We want the zeta to be a big negative number if there was 0. But that's not what's going to happen. It's just going to be like zeta will come in as 0, it won't even be considered, and so it won't output, and so it'll think it's 0. So there's one little thing we can do to just not worry about this too much is we're just going to list each arcosphere with a 1 in this combinator and add it to the system. And this will just prevent this 0 thing from happening. So, and it won't really hurt our problem or hurt anything because the cost function should still be consistent. And since this was already like rounding down, this will kind of just round up in a sense. So it's not going to be a big deal. So we'll just add this to here. And so that should be fine. And this way we will not have to worry about the this bug, this little corner case with one of the arcospheres going to 0. And that should be good. And then it looks like we hopefully are close to balance now. So yeah, now we have everything as 7, 8, or 9. And so then there's just nothing, none of these holding recipes will help us get any better. So that is the idea. So some of them are neutral, but if they're neutral, we won't bother running them. But you can see that all the rest have a higher cost. And so then we can start to maybe use the Arcosphere balancer to make some stuff. And so let's go for the Science Pack 3s. We're almost done with them, kind of, maybe. And I think the kind of idea for dealing with them is, I was going to put the packs over here, so we want to maybe watch out for the return And I'm just going to future put this for the future, having the level 4 science packs. And we'll hook those up to the thermofluid over here and then bring it back around as we do. And I like this kind of idea of having like a double bus like this. And we could put some of the deep space science stuff down here. So we'll just, they're going to be touching these beacons, so I'm not like too worried about the throughput of anything. This one requires 2 though. It's kind of interesting, but whatever, it's not a big deal. So we'll put the data cards here and then the catalogs. And actually, I don't think there's any, this doesn't use any blank data cards. It actually pulls in the significant data, so we don't need to worry about recycling, at least right now. Of course, we need to hook all this stuff up to thermofluid. And we'll also need the Naquium cubes. I guess I'll just put those here. Sure, maybe, that's fine. And I think this will come from the logistics network, the Naquium part. And then to deal with the outputs, we want something like normal, where we say, yeah, if, Naquium cubes, tesseracts, these are tesseracts, my bad. Naquium tesseracts are less than 10. Then we'll add them to the bus, and then here we'll just say blacklist the tesseracts, and we'll just indiscriminately allow the arcospheres to go back onto the sushi belt. We won't have to worry about balancing them. And maybe this one could be worth balancing. So if we just hook up the red wire right here, we can just say, okay, if the average number of arcospheres is less than 20, we can add more. So this will be the only place that will add arcospheres. But we'll blockade this just in case. But yeah, we won't have to worry about that. I don't think we'll get that many ever, since we also just shut it down. Okay, but then you see some balancing happening because we pick some up. But let's maybe get some tesseracts going here. So we don't need to do any of this really, but okay. I maybe just do more than that, sure. Right, so then let's bring in the things that it needs. So go like this and like this, and we need thermofluid. We need then cryonite rods. My god, bots, stop blowing up. What are you doing? We need Naquium plates. Okay, so then let's just put those things on the bus as well. Thermofluid, cryonite rods. I think we might need a bunch of those, like at least this many. Just that should get us started, get the thermofluid going. Tesseracts, and the cubes are just going to come through the robot network. Yep, great. Okay, good. So we should see some cubes going soon enough. We see the balancer kind of kicking in every now and then. That's nice. That's nice. We got things looking pretty close to balance. The cost is only 2. It's a pretty good cost. Let's grab a couple more Naquium plates and we'll get our first Naquium tesseract. Here it comes. Very nice. Very nice. Can just throw some efficiency modules in here. Why not? There we go. So then we returned some arcospheres, but we stayed pretty close to balance. So yeah, so this whole thing up here is just to keep us in balance, and we just want it, running as fast as possible. And then we got these guys touched, but then I guess we'll put another one of these beacons over here or something. Do that, sure. Just give everything beacons. I'm not sure we need them, but we'll just do it like this. No worries. All right, and then okay, all right. Let's see. Get us the barrels off here, and hopefully some thermofluid is coming soon. Should be on the way. Yes. Okay, good. We are going to want to put the tesseracts on the robot part network as well. So let's add that. Just go tesseracts. I think they don't have, they stack to 1. So we'll just, you know, accumulate a whole box of them. Why not? Okay, there we go. Cryonite rods are on, and nacreum's coming. Then, yeah, we can then finally set up the data cards as well. So we'll just go ahead and do this and do a similar thing of, yeah, we'll just copy this over. Like that, sure. Okay, this one is the controlled one, so this one should say the space, what is this? Dilation, space dilation data. Space dilation data. There we go. And then we'll just take this one, which will return the arcospheres, not be wired, and we'll blacklist the spatial dilation data. So then that will just give us more arcospheres. And then we can just do this a couple more times. Should be good. Should be good. You don't need it. You're just going to then say comprehensive catalogs. Okay, you're going to be this space warping data. Okay, copy, paste, and blacklist. This is the space injection data. Copy, paste, and blacklist. And this is the space folding data, of course. Copy, paste, blacklist. Nice. Okay, so then, so we need the significant data as well. Let's bring that in. Significant data. There we go. And put it on the bus. Seems reasonable. Get some folding. See some folding happening. Okay, good. Staying in balance. We need some more Kais, right? Less omegas. Should be good. We need more lambdas. There we go. Good. Less omegas and more lambdas. This one turned on. Very nice. Getting some more tesseracts. Awesome. Okay. There we go. So how many do we have on here? Yeah, so then they do get kind of caught in the buildings a little bit, so that's why you need a good number of them. But it's not too bad. Only 1 or 2 are going to stack up in these buildings, so that's not the end of the world. But it's useful. That's what you to have, you know, a good number of arcospheres just to avoid that. But now we're seeing the recycling system work, the balancer, and just waiting on the last little bits of science to give us the science pack 3s. So let's also then set up this thermofluid return system here. And we'll just do that. Oops. Give me some style points. Give me some style points. Come on, look at this. So good. Nice. All right, okay, okay. Balancers going. These two shouldn't turn on at the same time, but okay. Cool. I mean, they could, I guess, because some of the rounding might be a problem, might cause that to happen, I think. It's possible. I don't know. It shouldn't really happen too often. Nice. Okay, but we're seeing it in action a little bit. It's kind of going a little bit in action. Just from the tesseracts. So we need maybe even more of this then. All right, okay, there we go. And hopefully we get some significant data soon. Should be coming. And then maybe I'll just go see if we can hurry the science up. Get the science pack 3s going. Oh, you're just grabbing them right now. Very good. That's probably pretty good. Hopefully that's enough. Train. Stop being silly. Maybe stop. Maybe not. You'll figure it out. Right? Won't you? Will you? Okay, cool. Significant data's here. Nice. Okay, good. Here it comes. We should see these all going. They look like they're all ready. Yes, they all have arcospheres. So they just need some significant data. These two ate it all though, but okay. All right, arcospheres. Comprehensive data is coming. All 4 of the data cards have been produced. The balancer is balancing. The lights are blinking. And we should see, yes, comprehensive deep space catalog. Awesome, awesome. Hey, arcospheres. Nice, yes. So let's just check out the balancer a bit. So we're really lacking the Kais. Or, yeah, those are Kais. So hopefully the balancer's fixing the problem. Now the omegas are short. Got too many lambdas. Too many zetas. So that's the gist, is yes, these recipes are random and we just need to keep it in balance, but now we have this logic to do so. So yeah, we just developed a cost function and we are testing whether the recipe will reduce the cost function, and if it does, we'll turn it on and try to keep the costs as low as possible. So now we have 0 data, 0 gamma, 0 skies. That's scary. 10 epsilons, oh no. But I think we're okay. I think it's not, there's, you know, we don't want to run out and lock the system. So hopefully that doesn't happen. I don't think it will. And, you know, we'll just have to manually deal with it, I guess, if it does. But I think we're safe. We should be safe. We should have enough. It's like, yeah, it's only 3 or 4 on average, which is pretty low because there's a lot caught up. They get stuck in these buildings. So hopefully get a little bit more too from the spaceships. You know, like having 100 or so would be pretty nice. We might have to go just manually go get some more too again. But it's not too big of a deal, I don't think. But nice, yeah, all right. So I think we'll just have to wait to just set this up. But basically, you know, it's not going to be too big of a deal. It's just almost exactly the same as this. We'll just need some, you know, thermofluid getting in. So we'll probably, you know, have some thermofluid coming across like this. Then we want the neural gel. So just unload the neural gel, and we've been using requester chests for the neural gel. So just do that. So just do that, do that. We don't need that many. And do this, then do this. Okay, that's basically it. And maybe, let's see. So then, and then the idea also would be the thermofluid comes around. So we have thermofluid, give it back like this, and yeah, something similar for the level 4 data science we'll do there. We'll build the catalogs, probably just extend this out further. We need to build, you know, the quantum chips and everything else too, but yeah, cool, nice. All right, it's going. We got the balancer really going now. All 4 of the data cards are kind of humming. Okay, looking good. The balancer is balancing. All right, we're short on zetas and kais, but you know, we're staying true. We're staying holding strong. Give me more kais. Nice, awesome. Cool. Then, yeah, I think this will also need inputs, of course. And this doesn't do anything with the arcospheres, so we'll need some outputs. I think it goes science packs. So we'll do that. And I think it does broken data cards and junk data cards. That's what all the other ones do, at least. So I'm pretty sure it's the same. Cool. Right. All right. Yeah. Nice. Cool. There you go. We'll just do the same thing over here for the eventually the tier 4 science packs as well. I think this will be set up. And thermofluid comes out and around, and yeah, you can do the same thing. So yeah, just do this again. But I'll just set it up like this and not worry about that until later. Cool. Nice. All right. Nice. We got it. We got it. And maybe one more thing. Maybe one more thing. I built this. I just put it into the blueprints. But I kind of want to have. I'm going to do this. Let's see how it looks. This is just going to monitor the arcospheres for us. Little display. Bong. And I had to install a mod just to have extra colors. So hopefully this looks good. Bots, will you bring me more lamps? We have lamps, right? They must be coming. And then, how did you ever... Oh, we don't have lubricant, right? Okay, okay, okay. Give me lubricant. I want some lubricant real quick. 20 is fine, or negative 20. And I have to go to the car's own belt sub and bring it in as well. It doesn't need to be too much. So go ahead and do that. And it'll get here eventually. Eventually I get here, yes. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. What's happening? What happened? Wait. What happened? What's going on? Did I do something? They're all on. Oh no. What's going on? Oh no. Did I do something? Did it break? It says there's nothing but phi's and epsilons. Uh-oh. Why? Where'd my... But why are they all on though? Oh no. Oh no. Why would this do anything? Something got messed up. Something got messed up here. Is it really only phi's and epsilons? Is that what's happening? They shouldn't all be on though still, so that's not good. What? Hello? Alright, okay. Uh-oh. Why are they all on? Is that really the case? Should they all be on? Doesn't make sense, does it? So what's happening? We have way too many phi's and way too many epsilons. So, can you go? That creates an epsilon though, of course. Oops. Can you go? And we don't have that one. You go? Okay. Uh-oh. I hope like didn't mess it up too bad. Oh no. Did it really get off that much balance? There's 15 phi's and 11 epsilons. Everything's saturated though. Okay. Alright, hopefully it's okay. Should be okay, maybe. Should get back to balance, maybe, if we don't deadlock it. Okay, nice. I think it's okay. I think we're still alive. One thing I want to do, right? Yeah, I was hoping to get these space belts going. Did we get any? Did we make any? Still waiting on lubricant. Get up here, come on. Really? Lubricant? Okay. I think we're back to life, right? We're back to life, maybe. We're still, like, some of them are at 1, which really means 0, which is not good. We don't want them to be at 0, but it's only one of them right now, so that should be not the end of the world. Okay, good. We have them all back. We're all back. We're getting back into balance. That's nice. That's nice. Okay. Phew. Yeah. Phew. Okay, well, we're almost done with the Deep Space Science Pack 3 anyway, so maybe that will be good to just finish setting it up, get some. So let's just do that as well. Just gonna grab some of these. We need them. And it looks like it's stalled out at 99%, so let's try to push it over the finish line. And this. Then let's see, do we have any lubricant anywhere? Can we just like jump start this for a hot second? I just want a couple of, okay, I can just actually do this, should be fine. The bots will take care of it. There we go. Deep Space Science 3. And then let's just get the last little bit. Let's pray that our balancer is maintaining balance. Could be good to have more arcospheres, but it does look like we're back to balanced. Close to it, yes, good. Okay, phew. That is the danger of the arcospheres for sure. Okay, should have put this in the right place maybe. There we go, that looks good. Gel, Nacrium, and yeah, we'll eventually also want to request the tier 2 science. So we'll just do this. I guess 2 stacks. And put the tier 2 science onto the bus. I think 10 is fine, maybe 20. No, 10. 10, and there, have it. And that's all we're waiting for. Okay, I could have just, I guess, gave it to you. There we go. Wow. Deep Space Science. Deep Space Science Tier 3 is here. There we go. Boom. Deep Space Science Pack 3. Alright, and the arcospheres are balanced-ish. Right? Right. Okay, looks okay. Yeah, there's like a lot reduced because they get stuck in the buildings. But, like, why do you have 4? You should never have 4. Oh well, okay, but I think this is good. This is good, right? Yes, did you get some belts? Please, please, belts? Come on. Are you not asking? Oh, that would, you know, maybe you need to do that. Oh yeah, sure. And be this, and say, yeah, okay. But, okay, well, we want to upgrade the belts, is the idea. Belts from space belts to black deep transport belts, yes. And just do this. I think that should also make things a little bit better, but we'll have to wait on that, I guess. And hopefully then we are able to maintain balance. There's no gammas, oh no. Are you waiting on a gamma? No, you're waiting on a chi. Should get one. Yeah, I think having the belts go faster will also just help in general. We're all backed up on most of this stuff now. Okay, good. All right, great. Okay, can I do this without breaking? It shouldn't break. There's no signals on the red wire, right? Yeah, and then these are on the green wire. So that shouldn't be a problem. Okay, good, nice. Okay, that looks pretty good. This is our monitor for the different types of arcospheres. And basically this is just, you know, counting how many there are and enabling the lights if there's more than a certain amount. And so we can see we have maybe 1 chi or yeah, the chi's are, I mean the zetas are bad. But then I had to install a mod just to get these extra colors. So then we have the 6 colors that are from the signals, but then there's a mod that will like give you a color for every object. So for this purple and this like orange color, I just use these items, which this mod enables you to have colors. Okay, good. Now we have a good monitor and we see it's like kind of balanced. Good. We got now we got the space transport belts coming in. That's what I wanted to see. Just like, yeah, might as well just see it fully in action. Let's do it. Yeah, we should start getting going and give me this. So we'll have this coming and that's there and that's there. And I think everything is good then. We need to pull off also the junk data cards and the broken data cards. Send that to the recycling centers. That should be good. Right. Yes. Okay, that looks pretty good. There we go. Arcospheres, Deep Space Science Tier 3. Hopefully the balancer stays intact. We have kind of a small number. We would like to have more arcospheres. It's a little bit low. We risk a little bit deadlocking it without enough. But I think also like the belts going faster will help. That's also a potential problem. We want the latency to be pretty low for the builds. That's why I wanted them to go as fast as possible. And yeah, now it's looking pretty good. Balancer is maintaining balance. We have at least 2 of each type according to the thing, so that's good to see. And the blinking lights are great, telling us which ones are itching for some arcospheres. There we go, looking nice now. Our chi's are low, our zetas are low. But yeah, it's working, I think. Finally working. Should be returning to balance. The NACWM cubes are going at least, the Tesseracts. And I think the science is just maybe backed up on not having enough tier 2 science, right? There is some in here though. Oh wait, did I do it wrong? Tier 2. Yes, I did do it wrong. This should be tier 2. There we go. There we go. Okay. Wow. Nice. All right. Nice. Okay, the balancer does look like it's working. And hopefully it's working. Yes, good. Good. Very good. Looking good. So as long as we don't run out of multiple arcospheres, we should remain not deadlocked. And yeah, all right, cool. Nice. Now we really have it going. Now we really have it automated. More science is coming. The data cards are flowing yet again. The tesseracts are flowing. The balancer is balancing. And we have arcosphere production, or arcospheres, whatever, balancer, arcosphere folding. Yes. Nice. Cool. But then, yep, we'll call the session here. There you go. Factorio, I am Pax. And I will see you in the next video.